survey. Many Americans don't listen to alternative perspectives and they lack critical thinking skills. This is a very interesting survey. So it says 94% said critical thinking is extremely or very important, and 86%, according to the survey, said they find those skills lacking in the general public today. And the rest of our article talked a lot about social media and echo chambers, like we watch and we follow people who fit within the narrative, and we pretty much agree with everything they like and say and do. And so we just sort of listen. We get one side of a lot of stories. And because we live in these echo chambers, we're increasingly less critical thinkers. We don't listen to other sides of arguments. We're not empathetic to other arguments. And yet, we know it. We know it as a population, according to the survey. Everybody knows it, and yet it's such a struggle. What is it about critical thinking and looking at both sides of an issue that we struggle with so much as a population? And how does this come into play if you're a business owner? Because this is super important if you're a business owner.
Oh, it's very important. And the reason why this happens, Leo, is because people really only care about how it's going to impact them, or what their take is on what you're telling me. Whether it's a one-up or whatever that may be, people want to talk about themselves, or they only care about how this will impact them. That's one of the quotes that I love that's still written over there on my desk that I give to all of my reps is, be extremely focused on listen with the intent to understand, not the intent to respond. If you listen with the intent to understand, you will know exactly how to respond. And so it's something that I think we're wired. Like I genuinely think we're wired in a way to listen and think, how will this impact me? What can I share? What is my take on this? What's my experience with this? When in all reality, if we can really, really be uberly focused on understanding your perspective, then we're going to know exactly how to respond to that.
In the article, it says, a cornerstone of critical thinking is an openness to making judgments and solving problems in a reflective, objective manner. And so then the question is, all right, what are the keys to becoming more objective and learning to utilize critical thinking in all areas of your life? When it comes to sales, I think you made a great point. It's less about you, your desires, and your outcomes, and more about how can I give my customer, client, strategic partner what they want. And if you get really good at listening to what their needs are and then providing an answer and a solution, even if that means you're not doing business with them, then your odds of success go up significantly. And, one of the examples that Tony Robbins gives, and he talks about, rest in peace, the founder of Zappos, the online shoe company, but it talked about how people would call into Zappos, and Zappos sales team would look, and if sometimes the shoe that the customer wanted, they were out of it, they would literally go to a competitor, down the street or their website, be like, actually, this competitor can get this at this price, or down the street at this location. If you want it, we'll make that happen for you. And just this focus to deliver value and so much trust. And by doing that, they became a multi-billion-dollar company. And just, I think, a great, unique example that seems counterintuitive. Why would you do that? That's not good for your business. But by just giving someone the solution, and when I used to be that person you're talking about, who, well, I'm just going to respond with a way that benefits me instead of focusing 100% on benefiting the client. And when you do that, you get referrals, even if you're not going to do business with them. When you shoot someone straight and you tell them what's best for them, even if it means they're not doing business and I'm not making money, that karma comes back. They come back. The value is delivered, and that's what leads to success in business that most people don't understand.
Yeah, it takes hard work. Like, you genuinely have to retrain your mind, because we constantly have these secondary conversations going on, and I'll still find myself doing that. Like, someone's telling me this story and I'm like, oh, I've already heard this, I know exactly what they're talking about. I'm like, yeah, nodding, and all of a sudden they drop this like value bomb that I apparently missed when I read the exact same story, or was told about it the first time, or told to listen to it on this news station, and all of a sudden I get this totally different perspective. And so I mean, you've got to really work on eliminating those secondary conversations and listening with that intent to understand.
almost like ingrained biases that we have where we think we're right, or we think our way is the only way, or we don't actually listen, and we think, you ever heard someone where, and we've all seen and have these type of people in our life, maybe friends, family, someone at business. I know. They're always saying, I know. And they don't ever listen, and they're missing out on all this opportunity to comprehend and find better solutions and a better way to do things. And so it's super important for you, and you'll see this in the most successful business owners where they're bringing up debate. When they're trying to find a solution to a problem, they'll bring in two people in their company, and they'll listen to both sides of what we could do. The marketing campaign could be this way. And they'll really listen, and they'll hear both sides and then try and make the best decision from there. And when you can make a decision based on really being objective and looking at both sides of an issue, you're much more likely to come to the truth and the best solution versus going into it where you think it's this way, or you even think, oh, this person in my organization knows more. But sometimes someone in your entry-level position will come up with a great idea, and that's why I think it's important to look for truth and find that solution wherever it's coming from.
Exactly. If you sit down and you break down the strongest relationships that you have in this life, maybe your spouse, your business partner, your friends, you look at your strongest relationships, they are all built on trust, and there is no way to create trust unless you are understood, which means that these people are probably the best people in your life at listening to you and truly understanding you and what you're going through, because that understanding develops trust, and trust develops a strong relationship.
So the old Stephen Covey, author of 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, seek first to understand and then to be understood secondarily.
Exactly.
If you do that, you'll think critically, you'll make better decisions, and you'll get closer to the truth. So, one of the best examples is when you're doing a marketing strategy or sales, and you're like, I think this, and you'll always hear someone, and they started out with, I think this. That's great. That's their opinion, and they can think that way. But most importantly, what does the market think?
Yeah.
Right? I used to get, I think this, and well, therefore, but it doesn't matter what I think. It matters what the market thinks, right? What is your overall customer or dream client or strategic partner that you want to work, what do they think? And when you go in with the conversation of being open to looking for what the market thinks, well, you're much more likely to succeed. If you go in there trying to, just impose your will and think you're going to be right, well, the market will teach you very quickly that you are wrong, and you need to be open to making changes.
Yeah, absolutely.